Jai Maa, Jai Gurudev. I have been expounding on the topics of Panchmakara in Tantra. I am trying to bring the Shuddha Tantra through these videos. Shuddha Tantra means the pure Tantra. What do I mean by that? Well, there is an ethical Tantra and there is an unethical Tantra. Pure Tantra versus Carnal Tantra. Many times people are attracted towards Tantra because they think in Tantra everything is allowed. Wine is allowed, meat is allowed, sex is allowed. And by doing all these things, we can please Divine Mother and you can get all the bhogas, all the sensory enjoyments. And while doing all this, you can get liberation too. So most people are attracted towards Tantra because they hear these 5 words, Panchamakaras. I made few videos on the first Panchmakara, which is called as Madya. Madya literally translates to wine or alcohol in English. And what is that Madya that is being spoken about in Tantras? I spoke on Peshti Madya, Gaudi Madya and Madhvi Madya. These are not the liquors that are available in the market. These are herbal concoctions prepared with certain recipes. I spoke in detail about this and I did not speak actually, it was spoken by Lord Shiva. I just brought out the truth in front of everyone, opening the pages of tantric scriptures. The Tantra that is prevailing in the society today is very misleading. And Lord Shiva strongly condemns it. He called such preachers as Pakhandis, Vidambakaha. Vidambakaha means hypocrites. They do not know the essence of Tantra and they are propagating some wrong messages. Today, I am going to go into the second topic of Panchmakara, but before that, which is called meat. But before that, I will take out some of the shlokas which Lord Shiva has spoken in Kularnava Tantra, where he despises such people who do not understand Tantra and they talk about wine, meat and sex in a wrong way. Let us get into the subject now. What is Lord Shiva saying to Maa Parvati? Maa Parvati has posed these questions for people like us, for children like us. And what is Lord Shiva replied as regards to Tantra? He calls this Tantra as Kula Dharma. Understand the word Kula Dharma. Kula means a lineage, a dynasty, the family where we are born in. That is called Kula. Dharma means religion, righteous way. So, Kula Dharma means the righteous ways of your lineage. That is Kula Dharma. So, when you are initiated in the path of Tantra, you are associating with a lineage of gurus. And those gurus who are practicing the Dharma properly, that is a proper lineage. The gurus have to understand. So, there is a lineage in what is happening in today's world, that there are so many gurus who pose as, oh yeah, they know the Tantra. And then in the disguise of Tantra or being a Tantric master, they do all sorts of wrong acts. There is so much of sexual abuse under the name of Tantra. That is not Dharma. That is not Kula Dharma. Then they say, oh, in Kaulachaar this is allowed. No, that is not how Lord Shiva explained it. And that's why I am opening the books of Kaulachaar and trying to bring out what Lord Shiva explained, the way my gurus explained, the way it has come in my parampara. When you approach a guru, you must always ask their parampara. Somebody just says, oh, I just saw Kali and then Kali told me to become a guru. No, that is not the way. Someone says, oh, I was just walking in the Himalayas and somebody just came out of the blue and then gave me the initiation and now I'm a tantric guru, now do this, that. No, there has to be a lineage, there has to be a proper parampara. I am not saying this, Lord Shiva is saying this, and where is he saying? I am going to take out those shlokas today to open it up, and then I will end up with those three main important things about wine, meat and sex and what Bhagwan Shiva talks about it. Let us see. Kuladharmam imam gyatva muchyante sarvamanavaha iti matva maheshani maya kaulam vigarhitam. He says, if somebody rightly knows this Kula Dharma, this religion, this Dharma of the Kula, what is our Kul? When you get initiated, we are initiated in the Kul of Sri Devi. Whether you are a Kali initiated, whether you are initiated in Tara Tantram, whether you are initiated in any other Tantram. If you are initiated in the Tantras of the Dasha Mahavidya, you are initiated in the Kul of Devi. Kul means lineage. Here the Guru is the Devi and Lord Shiva is the Guru. Both of them are Guru. Sometimes Devi poses as a student and asks questions to Shiva for our benefit. They know everything, but they are doing this for us. Sometimes Shiva is asking a question and Devi is answering. That also happens. So Kula Dharma is that Dharma which is propagated by these two. And when we are initiated in Tantra, we are actually joining ourselves in this Kula, in the Kula of Devi. And there are divisions of Kula, Kali Kula, Shri Kula. But let me tell you, whether you are in Shri Kul, whether you are in Kali Kul, Kali and Shri Kul are one and the same. It's the Kul of Devi. Kul means lineage. Remember, it's the lineage of Devi. That topic I will expound in some other videos. But for now, just understand, Kula Dharma means practicing the Dharma propagated by Lord Shiva and Devi herself, and when we get initiated, we are getting initiated into the Kula, into the lineage of Devi, and whatever are the rules and regulations, that is what we follow in the path of Tantra. Now these rules and regulations, the procedures are basically in the form of certain mantras, certain rituals, certain paraphernalia. But we have to understand it with the help of the Guru. Bhagavan says, he says, I myself is propagating this Kula Dharma. It says here, iti matva maheshani maya kaulam vigarhitam. I am the one propagating. Who? Lord Shiva. Who is propagating the Kula Dharma? Lord Shiva is propagating the Kula Dharma, and that's why if anybody is doing anything against what I have told, that is akaula, that is not the right method. He says, Tvatkarunya vihininam kula jnana virodhinam pashunam man abhijnanam kula dharmo vigarhita. He says there are many people who will speak otherwise, they do not understand it. Then I can only say that, oh Devi, they have not gotten your blessings. Those who are not understanding Kula Dharma, this dharmic shastra, this dharmic scripture, then they are definitely devoid of the blessings of Devi. They are like animals. So when you are initiated into Tantra, you are not supposed to become an animal. This is not the line of the path of bhoga. Animals also get that. What you have been getting. Bhoga means sensory enjoyments. This is not the path of, this is not a path of animals. This is path of Devi. You are divine. You have to arise, you have to go to your divine nature. So if you follow the path of animal and then you do the rituals which an animal, worse than an animal, then you will be devoid of it. You will not get the blessings of Devi. Very clearly Shiva is saying here. Yasya janmantare papa karma bandho adhiko bhavet na tasya guru karunyam kulaganam na jayate. Those who have been doing this sinful acts, birth after birth after birth, and then they engage into tantric practices and again continue their sinful tendencies, they are definitely not getting the blessings of the Guru, and they are definitely not getting the blessings of Divine Mother. When we talk about Tantra, there are certain Shatkarmas in Tantra. The Shatkarmas are like Maran. Maran means to kill someone, to kill, not someone, I will say, to kill. If you understand to kill, then it becomes easy, because to kill what? Kill your inner tendencies, wrong nature, kill your animalistic, kill your carnal desires, kill your carnal nature. But what people do in Tantra? Oh, to kill somebody else, to kill your enemy. So that is called Maran, which is wrong, which is animalistic. Then Uchchatan means to create a repulsion or to uproot an enemy. That is Uchchatan. Then there is Stamban, to stop. Then there is Vidveshan. Vidveshan is like there are two or more people, create enmity between them. But the two or more people, when we talk in Tantra, it is not somebody else. It is all your enemies inside you. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, arrogance, pride, excessive lust, anger, all this which is inside you, these are your enemies. So all these words were used, Maran, Uchchatan, Vidveshan. Then there is Vashikaran. Vashikaran means to subdue, to control over somebody. Mohan, to enchant, to attract people. So all these Shatkarmas, which is mentioned, which I just mentioned, these are, sometimes this is to control the external situations around you which are troubling you in your spiritual path, or sometimes it is to kill the enemies inside you. But when you understand with the Guru, then you will use all these things ethically. But what is happening today in the name of Tantra, everything has become unethical. People do sacrifices, people do mantras just to torture others or to fulfill their sensory gratifications, and then they think, oh, they did it in front of Devi, no, so things are, it's all fine, you can do it. This is not what is mentioned. One has to understand the tapestry of Shatkarma, what Shiva is saying. And that, when you understand it rightly from the Guru, then you are the follower of Kul Dharma, otherwise you are not. You will be devoid of blessings and you will suffer. Bhagavan Shiv says, you will suffer millions and millions of life because of these sinful acts that you are doing in front of Devi in the name of Tantra. He says, just like a blind person, even when the sun is there, he cannot get the benefit of the sun rays. He is blind. He cannot see the sun. Similarly, all this knowledge is given in the tantric scriptures. But you are behaving ignorantly like a blind person. You are not able to get that greatest knowledge which can really liberate you and take you away from your carnal tendencies. So there are two types of tantras. One that is pure tantra, the one which I am talking about. And then there is carnal tantra. Bhagavan says Pashuvrata Tantra. Pashu means animals. Those vows, those sacrifices, those procedures, those rituals, those worship that only human beings in the form of animals will follow. You are getting it? Human being in the form of animals means human being who are very animalistic in their thoughts, their carnal desires overpower them and they turn to Tantra. They do not want to purify themselves and they want to continue these wrong habits. They are very animalistic. They are in Rajogun and Tamogun, mode of passion and mode of ignorance. Those kind of people turn to Tantras. And Bhagavan says they will keep suffering birth after birth after birth. And I am telling you out of experience, I have, in this path of Tantra, because of my father also, I have seen so many people coming to him and they were possessed with ghosts. And some ghosts were very great tantriks of their time. In fact, my father was healing some lady, some person, and the ghost came out of that person and he So my father was using some mantras, and he corrected the mantra, says, Guruji, this is not the mantra, correct this mantra this way. And I know it because in our time, in tantric practices, this was the mantra. So my father happened to learn mantras from aghoris and spiritual adepts. I was there present in those scenes, just like to watch. And it always bothered me, my God, they were tantriks. What has happened to them? 500 years, 700 years, 1000 years, they are suffering in Preta Yoni, in ghost, becoming a ghost. And they are all troubled. And they said to my father that, you know what, when we were practicing, we were full of ignorance. We were lusting. Some of them had relation with their own lady disciples. To fulfill their lusts, they took the help of the Carnal Tantra. And then, after their death, they got into ghostly realm. And now they are suffering thousands of years. They are always looking for bodies. And those who are going to the, especially to this graveyards, crematory grounds, with these thoughts and doing this kind of practices, they are this ghostly spirits, so-called tantric spirits of 500 years old, 700 years old. These ghostly spirits are just looking for the next victim. So do not get into this path unless and otherwise you have really a great guru who can explain you, and who other is the greatest guru than Lord Shiva. That's why I am opening these pages of these books and trying to explain to you the real meaning of Tantra. Bhagavan says here, because of your Maya, because of your illusion energy, O Devi, all these people are in delusion. They are deluded themselves, and they are putting their followers also into delusion. So they do not understand what is the essence of Tantras. And because of this people, Bhagavan says, because of this people, O Devi, Mudha Nindantiha Hanta Mat Priyam Tava Darshanam. Your darshan, your philosophy, that is very dear to me. O Shiva says, O Devi, your philosophy, your darshanam, which is very dear to me, which I have given. Only foolish people do not understand it, and then they criticize Tantra. It is very dear to me, Shiva says, because it's your darshan, it's your philosophy. And then he says, Bharmita hi maya devi Pashvah shastra kotishu kuladharma na jananti jnana abhimaninaha pashu shastrani sarvani mayyeva kathitani murtyantarantu gatvaiva mohanaya duratmanam. He says, this philosophy of Kuladharma in Kularnava Tantra, which I am giving, is a very high philosophy. It is called Urdhva Amna. And yes, I am the giver of the lower Amnas too. Amnas are Bhagwan Shiva sometimes he has 5 faces, and he speaks from all the 5 faces in 5 different directions. And those teachings that he gave is called Amanas. Literally, if you translate, Tantras were spread all over in India. So in different directions, Tantras have there are different little differences in them. And then there is a lower Tantra which he gave, which is called the Aghora or the Vamachara. Now there is a whole story in Shiv Puran about this, from where it came. But he said, yes, I gave it, but this is Adhar Amna, this is lower Tantra. Only people with animalistic tendencies will be attracted towards them, and they will follow it. Who are those animalistic tendencies? Who do not want to follow a guru, who do not want to practice Tantra to see the mother herself, who want to only fulfill their desires. Those are the ones. Well, we are the children of Shiva and Parvati. They have certain duties towards us. So yes, we can fulfill all our desires, and if we are troubled, yes, we should approach to Divine Mother to remove our troubles. But to remove our troubles, we should not trouble any other living being. That you have to understand through a guru. So what Bhagavan says now, even though I have given it, but everybody is deluded because the Guru himself is still not overcome his carnal tendencies, and that's why he is propagating Tantra, and then he is himself infusing the same carnal Tantra in his disciples. And he says, all those who are stuck in this zone, materialistic zone, heavy materialistic zone, mode of ignorance and mode of passion, they will all be confused in the web of the words written in these tantric books. He said that Brahmita hi Maya Devi Pashuva Shastra Kodishu. There are millions and millions of tantric scriptures, and all of this will be caught up in the web of these millions of words written in the tantras and misunderstand it. Kula dharma na jananti. They do not know what the real dharma is, what the real pure tantra is. Vritha jnana bhimaninaha. And they read some scriptures without understanding the essence of it, and then they become very jnana bhimani, means they become very proud of their knowledge, and then they start displaying their knowledge without actually understanding the essence of it. Pashu shastani sarvani mayeva katitani da. He said, yes, in the tantras I have hidden everything, and the words that I use will be deluding. But this is done purposely because of wrong people who are so carnalistic, so animalistic in their thoughts. I hid it purposely, the essence of it, and that they are deluded. They cannot come and understand this. He says, only sinful people will be stuck in the web of it. And these sinful people, why are they stuck? Because they do not approach the right gurus. Mahapapa vashanrinam teshu vancha bijayate teshancha sadgatirnasti kalpakoti shatairapi. They have hundreds and thousands of desires, and then they get into this carnal tantra, and then Bhagavan says they will just continue their sinful tendencies. Now I'll give you an example. I knew a lady, so many examples I have, but this is just coming to my mind right now. So I have seen, so she had a 15-year-old girl, and then she had 2 daughters, the elderly one too. She used to go to Kamakhya, and then every time she'll go to Kamakhya, all those pandas, the priest over there, they very strongly support killing of animals in the name of Bali, like Devis being happy. I am pretty sure they have not read this and understood this. Bhagavan says, Brahmita, they are deluded. They are devoid of Guru Kripa, and they are devoid of your Kripa, O Divine Mother. He has said it here very clearly. So I know this lady, so she went. So she used to go and she used to give this balis. Balis means sacrifice an animal, and then take the prasad. And the elder daughter, she used to send both their daughters to all these film producers and directors to give the prasad to them, so that they will get attracted towards her daughters, and then they'll give her roles. Now this kind of thing, no matter you tell them you don't have to kill an animal to do whatever you are doing, no. But she is so overpowered, the mother was so overpowered by her own carnal desire. She could not become an actress in her time, so now she will follow this way to make her daughters actresses. The daughters didn't become actresses, eventually they end up doing something very nonsense in the film industry. I have seen this. I have seen partners cheating each other, and then to cover up their cheating, they will go and they'll sacrifice animals in these tantric places. So this is what Lord Shiva is mentioning here. These are all carnal tantra practiced by people who are overpowered by their mode of passion and ignorance, and they are doing it, and their sinful activities that they are doing, they are going to suffer life after life after life. And I gave you examples of tantric aghoris suffering in the ghostly realm because of the same tendency that they had when they were humans. So do not use tantra for these lower things. And he says, who is a sinful person? Papre prayarmano api papatma kulenaiva pravartate varyamano api punyatma kulameva bhilambate. He says that person is a sinful person, that to whom even though the right dharma is being explained, but he does not want to practice this and he only wants to practice the carnal tantra. I am explaining to you. If your mind is on the right place and the heart is on the right place, and if you really love Mother, Divine Mother, you will understand what I am saying. The biggest tantra practitioner, I would say, was who is the first Devi of tantra? Kali. And who is the Kali's greatest devotee? Ramakrishna Paramahansa. What was his teaching? Keep away from lust and greed. Kanchan Kamini. Lust and greed, both. So if all of the listeners who are listening this video, if you are really wanting to practice tantra, keep away from lust and greed. This is simply understood. And if you understand this, then you will understand the Kul Dharma, you will understand the message of Shiva. But if you want to just be into the cycle of lust and greed and think tantra is the way, you will suffer. This is what very clearly it is written in Kularnava Tantra. He says, even the Devatas got this tantras and that's why they are enjoying. But at the same time, it is very easy to get deluded because of your illusory energy, O Devi. And Bhagavan says, this kind of people who are deep down into lust and greed, the rituals, the sacrifices, the worship that they do is actually Pashuvrata. Pashuvrata means carnal. Pashu means like animalistic. These are animalistic processes. Pashuvrata sulabha dambika bhuvi ye kaulameva sevante te mahantu ati durlabha. He says most of the people in this path are like that. They are like carnal. They are only practicing all these tantras only to fulfill their carnalistic desires, and they are all like animals. And there are many kind of sacrifices like this which is prescribed in many of the books, but this is all animalistic, not recommended. He highly despises this, and he says all these people are fools, mudha, and not only fools, they are dambika, they are pakhandis, they are hypocrites. They are just making a facade of practicing the Kula Dharma, but they are not, they are faking it out. They are not the real ones. Such real Dharma, such practitioners of Tantra who actually know Kula Dharma, they are like Ramakrishna Paramahansa. And such souls are rare to find in this world. Manava bahuva santi mithya tattvartha vedinah durlobhayam maheshani kulo tattva visharadaha. He says there are many millions of people. Manava bahuva santi, and those who are trying to explain this essence of tantras, very rare. And most of them are only not understanding the right meaning of the words. They talk about Panchamakar, and in the guise of Panchamakar they do wrong things. This is all, and then they will quote shlokas from the scriptures and say, this is what is written. Bhagavan says, they are mithya tattva arth vedinaha. Mithya means myth. They are propagating false things. They are false. They are propagating lies. They are fake gurus. Do not get into them. Do not hear their philosophy. Durlobhayam maheshani, the real ones who know the Kula Dharma, they will not do this wrong acts, and they are very rare. Kula Tattva Visharadaha, those who are expert in this Kula Tattva, in this science of Tantra, in this pure Tantra, Shuddha Tantra, they are very rare. And he says, just like a person is diseased, and there are many medicines available, but the person does not want to take the remedies and still want to continue your old habits, and you want to take only those medicines thinking, if somebody says, oh, you can continue with your old habits and just take this medicine. But the real thing is, you change your habits and come out of the disease. You are suffering in this world because of lust and greed. All of the Tantra, what Bhagavan Shiva is talking, he wants you to come out of this. But the tantric processes that you are following, Vashikaran, Uchchatan, whatever, I just mentioned the Shat Karmas, Mohan, all is this to only suffice, only support your lust and greed again. Bhagavan is saying, no, this is not right. Those who really understand this dharma of Kula dharma, of your dharma, of my dharma, oh Devi, they are really rare. And yet he says, यथा चारण्य जातंस्तु मरीचादीन वाणिक जनान मोहतो मानवा प्रीत्या याचन्ते कुलनायिके अनर्घ्याणि च रत्नानि न याचन्ते हि केचन तथैव पशुशास्त्राणि कर्मपाशफलानि च इति पृच्छन्ति मूर्खास्ते तव माया विमोहिताः कुलधर्मं न पृच्छन्ति भुक्ति मुक्ति फलप्रदम्. He says, like somebody goes to a market. In the market there are many sellers. Some are trying to sell chilies, and some are trying to sell pearls, and some are trying to sell diamonds. But when you go to the market, you are not interested in the diamond or the pearls. You are only interested in going and buying the chilies and eating the chilies. You made a choice. The market has a lot of things to offer, but you made a choice to buy things which are not good for you. You want to buy the chili, eat the chili, burn your tongue and say, oh, it is so tasty. Burn it, no problem. It goes inside you, burns your intestine, and then you get all problems of kidneys and other piles and whatnot. No problem, you made a choice of eating chilies and saying, oh, it is so tasty, oh, it is so nice, oh, it is so nice. Similarly, in this path of Tantra, there are so many sadhanas, so many procedures given, so many processes, ritualistic worships are given. You should make the right choice. Do not use these ritualistic worships to trouble others and then eventually to trouble yourself and suffer in hell. You should not make such choices. Understand the Kula Dharma. Kula Dharma is like diamond. So go to that Guru, approach that Guru who can give you these diamonds. That's what he's saying. Tathaiva pashu shastrani karma pash phalani cha. If anybody is following the Carnal Tantra means satisfying your lust and greed. Tantric practices where you are only satisfying your lust and greed, those are Carnal Tantras. If anybody is following this, karma pasha phalani cha, they will be bound in the reaction of their karma. Understand? Wine, meat and sex, in the name of Tantra, you will be bound in the sinful reactions. Karma pasha phalani cha. Iti prichanti murkhaste, and if somebody is approaching tantras with this mindset that you will fulfill your lust and you will be liberated, oh, then you are murkhaste, you are only a murkh, you are a fool. Maya vimohitaha, you have been deluded by the Maya, by the illusory energy of Devi. Kula dharma na prichanti, those who do not ask about the real essence of Kula dharma of Tantra, they are fools. This Kula Dharma can actually give you all sensory enjoyments along with liberation, but liberate you from the bondage of karmic sinful reactions too. But you have to understand it rightly. He says, if somebody, is giving you musk, which is very rare to find, and you just reject it saying, because the color of the musk is like dirt, like mud, you will be like, this is mud, I don't want it. Bad luck. You got musk and you don't want it, musk is so expensive. Somebody comes and gives you diamond, oh, this is diamond, take it, and you say, oh, no, this looks like glass, and you reject it, bad for you. Somebody gives you sugar, you look at the sugar and you are like, no. Oh, this is just like sand, you reject it. Oh, somebody gives you camphor, and then you look at the camphor, it is smelling so good, it can be used for your pujas, but you say, oh no, this is just rock salt, you throw it off. Too bad for you, you are not understanding what you do not know, you do not have the eye for the real thing. Too bad. He says, yes, in the scriptures there are certain words used like peya, madya, palam, peya, madhyam, palam, khadhyam, samaloka, priyam, mukham, iti ve acharanam japyam, paripapyam, pariprapyam, parampadam. Guru Karunya Sallabhyam Idrisham Kuladarshanam Tvad Eva Jananti Netre Bhuktim Muktidam. He says in Tantras there are certain words used like peya, peya means drinks. There are certain words used like Madya, Madya means wine. Then there are words used like eatables, what to eat, what not to eat. And there is words used like by Priya, words used like Priya Mukham. Look at the face of the Priya. Priya means your beloved. These words are very confusing. They will delude you. And he says, but if you are with the Guru, by the compassion of the Guru, by the mercy of the Gurus, you will understand the real meaning of this darshan, of this philosophy. What is that Priyamukh? What is that Priyamukh? Means the face of my beloved. Who is that beloved other than Divine Mother? You look at your Divine Mother's face, no problem. There will not be any lust in you. But people think, oh, look at Priyamukh means look at the face of a girl with lust. No, this is not what the intention was. So he says, Guru Karunya Sallabhyam Idrisham Kuladarshanam. Only when you get the blessings of the Guru, you will understand the right meaning of these words. What is that Madya? What is that intoxication? Intoxicant. Intoxication in the love of, divine love of Mother. That is the real meaning. But somebody who does not understand and he poses to be a tantric guru, he will say, oh yeah, get the liquor, offer it. No. Divine intoxication. He says, clearly he says in slok number 113, Tvad bhakta eva jananti netre bhuktima muktidam. Only your devotees, only your devotees will understand the real essence of it. Nobody else. Netre, nobody else. If they are not your devotees, if they are devotees of the worldly things, they will not understand. Those who are in love with you, oh my beautiful lady, those who are in love with Divine Mother, they will understand it, what this Tantra is all about. And they are the candidates to get all bhukti. Bhukti means all the sensory enjoyments, but which will not bind you along with liberation. And those who are without the Guru Upadesh, those who have not taken it from the Guru, Guru Upadesh Rahita, Mahanta iti kechanaha, moyanti janan sarvam, swayam purva mohita. He says those who have not learnt it with the Guru, they are themselves deluded, themselves in illusion, and then they do a wrong thing, they go on cheating others, and then they delude others also. So both of them are going to fall in hell. Durachara parakechid vachayanti cha pamara. I am saying these shlokas from Kularnava Tantra, Dvitiya Ullas, second chapter, shlok number 114, 115. Beautiful shlokas. I started from shlok number 101, if not 101, 90 if somebody wants to see it in Hindi books or wherever you get it. He says, Durachara parakechit vachayanti cha pamara katam bhuto bhavet swami sevakasyus tathavidha. He says, some people are so characterless, durachari. They are following tantras. They are not improving their character. Just imagine what will happen to their followers. Same thing. They are preaching these tantras in a wrong way. If somebody is a guru and says, drink in the path of tantra, this is carnal tantra, this is durachar, this is not good character, don't listen to him. If somebody is trying to entice you into some sexual acts, saying this is what tantra is all about, this is what will give you siddhi, do not get carried away by such people. They are duracharis, they are characterless. This is what is said, the word durachara paraha, kechid, vachayanti cha pamra. They are lowly people. Pamra means lowly people. Who is saying that? Shiva. They are lowly people. They have fallen down. Such fallen people, if they become gurus and then they are telling you to do such lowly acts, he says, no. He's condemning it. No. And he goes on saying, Bhava kaulika dharmam mithya jnana vidambakaha. He says, there are so many people who will pose themselves as if they know the tantras and they do all these wrong acts. In the disguise of tantra, they are mithya gyan vidambakaha. They are the preachers of wrong knowledge. and they are vidambikaha, they are hypocrites. They are just having some facade, that's all. Swabuddhya kalpayantyam, they just are making up something in their own heads, and in the name of Kula Dharma, they are talking this nonsense. Swabuddhya kalpantya parampare vivarjita, and they are very clearly, they are not belonging to any good tantric parampara. Because if you belong to a good tantric parampara, you will understand what Kula Dharma is and you will not follow wrong methods at all. So they are paramparya vivarjita, they are not following any parampara. So my only thing is, you must, when you approach a tantric guru, ask them for their parampara. And all these things what he is saying, try to avoid this. And here he says in slok number 117, 118 and 119, I will end it up with this. He says, Madhyapanena manujo yadi siddhi labetvai, Madhyapanarata sarve siddhi ganchutnu pamara. He says, if by drinking liquor, if somebody can become a master, as all these fake gurus propagate under the name of Tantra, Shiva is saying, condemning it. He is saying, if just by drinking, if somebody becomes a great siddha, then all those who are drunkards, fallen on the streets, all those who are drug addicts, fallen on the streets, not knowing where they are, all those lowly people, pamara means fallen down, all those people fallen down on in the influence of drugs and intoxicants can become gurus, can become siddhas. Go and make them their gurus then. Make them your gurus. Will you? No, right? So Bhagavan is condemning, Madhyapanena manujo yadya siddhi bhavate. Just by drinking, you cannot become a siddha. Second, he says, Maasa bhakshana matrena yadi punya gatir bhavet loke maasanshina sarve punya bhajo bhavantihi. If by only eating meat, consuming meat, you will become a siddha, you will become a master. Oh, then most of the people in the world are eating mass, are eating meat. So all of them are siddhas then. Then nobody has to get into Tantra. What is the point of getting into Tantra and practicing this? If you only have to eat meat and become a siddha, then you be at home, kill animals every day and eat, no problem. You don't have to follow any tantric practices. In the jungles, there are so many animals, meat eating, highly carnivorous. Go and make them your gurus. They can teach you tantras then. You don't want to be like that, right? So here that is what he is opening up now, Shiva. And then the end, he will end up for today's class, we are ending it here. Shakti sambhoga matrena yadi moksho bhavetve sarve api jantvo loke mukta syusri nishevanat. If by looking at a lady and lusting for her and then saying, oh, a man and woman sleeping together, or man and woman indulging in sexual acts, that will make you a master. Man and woman indulging in sexual acts will lead you to liberation. If people talk like that under the pretext of Tantra, it is so misleading, so misleading. That is what I call as Carnal Tantra. Bhagavan is condemning it. Bhagavan is saying, no. If just by looking at the face of a lady, Priya Mukha Darshanam, or if by just having some physical sexual acts with ladies, these ladies are Shakti Sarupa. Bhagavan is using the word Shakti. These ladies are Shakti Sarupa. These ladies are like Divine Mother. Just expansion of the Divine Mother. So if you start lusting at all the ladies, you are basically lusting at Divine Mother. One lady in your life you can take as your wife, legally, with whom you will spend. But if you get into the animal habits, even a dog has so many, goes around with so many bitches. You really think? Then make dog your guru. All the animals in the world, everything in the world, this is happening. But this is not what you are. You are born as a human being. You are belonging to Divine Mother and Divine Father Lord Shiva. Just think of that. Lord Shiva burnt Cupid. That control he has over himself. You are his children. Don't be lusty. Do not think Tantra is meant for fulfilling your lusty desires, your carnal desires. No. He says, Shakti sambhog matrena yadi moksho bhavet. If by doing this sexual acts or becoming lusty, if you think you will get liberation, then he says, Sarve api jantvo loke. Then everybody in the world will have liberation. Everybody is having sex, right? So, sarve api janto loke mukta syu srinishevnath, then everybody else, everybody in the world will get liberation because they are sleeping with women. So, he has strongly condemned these three things which are misinterpreted in tantras, and in the future videos I will open up more things on mas bhakshana and wine and everything else, what Bhagavan is speaking in the Kularnava Tantra. So, now I stop here and we will see you in the next video. Jai Maa, Har Har Mahadev.